Ernest Borgnine, Hollywood's true warrior. The complete story. Hook. The beginning. Friends, just think about it. A man who served 10 years in the Navy on a destroyer and a patrol yacht, whose high school yearbook didn't even mention the words drama or theater, one day stands tall in Hollywood, lifting the biggest Oscar, beating legends like James Dean and Spencer Tracy. This is the story of Ernest Borgnine. But it's not just an actor's success story, it's also the story of Joan Crawford throwing coffee, Ethel Merman leaving an entire marriage chapter blank, and a young actor who trembled in front of Spencer Tracy, but later became a legend himself. Today, we'll explore this entire tale in detail. Love, anger, war, and the secrets hidden behind Hollywood's curtains. Let's begin from the very start. Ernest Borgnine, born Ernest Borgnine in 1917 in Hamden, Connecticut, came into the world. His parents had immigrated from Italy, and like every immigrant family, their only dream was the American dream. But the story had an unusual beginning. When Ernest was just 2 years old, his parents separated. His mother took him back to Italy. There, near Modena, in a place called Carpi, little Ernest spent 5 years, speaking only Italian, immersed only in Italian culture. The boy who would one day become a face of Hollywood was, at that time, completely unaware of his real American life. Then in 1923 came a new turning point. His parents reunited and the whole family returned to America. This was not just a homecoming, it was a new beginning. His father changed his name from Camillo to Charles. The family name was shortened from Borgnino to Borgnine. These changes were not merely on paper. They were an attempt to forge a new identity so they could fit better in the new country. For young Ernest, this was only the first step in the series of transformations that would later reshape his entire life. Growing up in New Haven, Connecticut, Ernest had no interest in acting. He didn't dream of theater, nor did he sneak into cinemas to watch movies. His heart was only in sports, hard work, physical strength, and the spirit of competition. No one at that time could have imagined that this boy would one day stand in front of the camera. But fate had written something else, and the first rung of this journey was the U.S. Navy. In 1935, right after high school, Ernest joined the Navy. He was assigned to the USS Lamberton destroyer, where he served for 6 years. By 1941, he was ready for an honorable discharge. But fate played its joke. Just 2 months later, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. Seeing his country go to war, Ernest could not sit idle. In January 1942, he rejoined the Navy, this time on the USS Sylph patrol yacht, assigned to protect the Atlantic coast. The war changed him. It instilled discipline and deep camaraderie with his comrades, qualities that later shone clearly in his military character roles. When he was discharged in 1945, he had reached the rank of gunner's mate first class and received several military honors. The truth is, he seriously considered making the Navy his career. If he had served another 10 years, the world might never have heard the name Ernest Borgnine. But then his mother said something that changed his life. "You have personality. You should try acting." This was not ordinary advice. It was the foundation of a new journey. Acting was a strange idea for Ernest at first. No experience, no connections, no idea where to start. But he didn't lose courage. First, he enrolled at the Randall School of Drama in Hartford, then headed straight to Virginia, where he joined the Barter Theater. It was not a glamorous start. The Barter Theater was founded during the Great Depression in a unique and interesting way. Peapod. They could pay for tickets with food, so actors sometimes received vegetables instead of money. But Ernest didn't care. He took whatever role he got. But Marty won people's hearts in a way no one expected. At the 1955 Academy Awards, Ernest Borgnine won the Best Actor Oscar. He was 38 years old, making him one of the oldest actors to win for a debut leading role. Most importantly, he beat giants like James Dean and Spencer Tracy. His acceptance speech was simple. He only thanked his mother, who had encouraged him to act. But the reality is, he almost didn't get the role. Director Delbert Mann originally wanted Rod Steiger, who had done the television version of Marty. Ernest's name wasn't even on the initial list. Everything changed after a chance meeting at a Hollywood party, where Ernest won over the producers and got a screen test. His performance was so natural that Delbert Mann later said, "Ernest Borgnine didn't act Marty. He was Marty." This role didn't just change Ernest's career. It proved to Hollywood that films don't need big stars or big budgets to succeed. Ernest Borgnine never let himself be confined to one type of role. In 1967, at age 50, he played General Worden in The Dirty Dozen, a film that became a cultural phenomenon. He insisted on performing most of his own stunts, including a dangerous leap from a moving train. His young co-stars Lee Marvin and Charles Bronson were amazed by his courage and stamina. 2 years later, he shocked everyone again in The Wild Bunch, one of Hollywood's most violent westerns. His character, Dutch Engstrom, was ruthless yet strangely likable. The most memorable scene was one where he guns down dozens of people while laughing maniacally. That moment haunted him for years. Ernest's real breakthrough to television fame came with McHale's Navy. The show ran for 4 seasons and made him a household name. He played Lieutenant Commander Quentin McHale, a laid-back officer leading an eccentric crew. This role was completely different from the intense characters he had played before. Very few people know that his performance drew from real experience because he had spent years on the USS Sylph during World War II. That's why he brought natural confidence to the role, no matter how comedic the show was. But McHale's Navy was not all fun and games. During the second season, a pyrotechnic device exploded prematurely on set, burning his face and hands. Shooting stopped for 3 weeks. When he returned, his enthusiasm was stronger than ever, and that same year he received an Emmy nomination for the role. A surprising fact is that the sitcom even influenced real military operations. A classified 1965 memo revealed that the U.S. Navy consulted the show's writers. Some officials believed McHale's creative problem-solving could work in real life. The result was Operation McHale, naval training exercises. Details remain classified, but it is acknowledged that a sitcom influenced real military strategy. In 1956, right after winning the Oscar for Marty, Ernest was offered the lead in The Real McCoys. He flatly refused, telling reporters, "Television is a passing fad. It will never last." In those days, most movie stars considered TV beneath their dignity. This thinking changed in 1961, when at a charity event, he met a child battling a terminal illness. The child told him that watching Ernest's movies brought him joy in the hospital. That moment shook Ernest deeply. He realized television was not just entertainment, but a medium to reach people that films could not. By the time he decided to do TV, The Real McCoys had already become a hit with Walter Brennan. That refusal became a lesson for him. When the opportunity for McHale's Navy came, he accepted immediately. Later, he admitted, "I was a fool to think TV was beneath me. It's not about the size of the screen, it's about the size of the audience's heart." In 1984, at age 67, Ernest played D. Dominic Santini in Airwolf, a fast-paced action series centered on a high-tech helicopter. Despite his age, he insisted on doing most of his own stunts. This decision nearly cost him his life in 1985, when a helicopter went out of control and crashed very close to him during shooting. His quick reflexes saved him. He escaped with only minor injuries. Then came the role that introduced him to a whole new generation. Mermaid Man in SpongeBob SquarePants. It started with his grandson, a big fan of the show, who kept saying Ernest should be in it. In 1998, at a charity event, Ernest mentioned this. A Nickelodeon executive there asked him to read a few lines, written on a napkin. That performance got him the role. Mermaid Man appeared in 17 episodes over 13 years and became a fan favorite. The creators even incorporated Ernest's real Navy service into the character's dialogue. His final recording session was just 2 weeks before his death in 2012, at age 95, making him one of the oldest active voice actors at the time. Ernest Borgnine's personal life was as dramatic as his career. In his 95 years, he had 5 marriages. Some broke his heart, some became scandals, and one finally gave him the love he had always searched for. Rhoda Kemmons was his first wife. They married in 1949 before he became famous. Their daughter Nancy was born in 1952. They lived together for about 10 years, but as Ernest's career soared, their marriage fell apart. It ended by 1958. In 1959, he married Mexican actress Katie Jurado, known for her fiery temper. Their relationship was turbulent. Fights often made headlines. They decided to separate by 1963. Then came the shortest and most famous marriage, to Broadway legend Ethel Merman in 1964. The relationship lasted just over a month. At first, it seemed like a Hollywood fairy tale. Wedding in June, honeymoon in Japan. But instead of romance, the trip became chaos. Fans mobbed Ernest everywhere, and Ethel, herself used to fame, felt ignored. Tension grew daily. In Tokyo, everything finally exploded. Deadbed witnesses heard loud arguments in the hotel corridors. By the end of the trip, Ethel had had enough, and in anger, she threw a diamond and pearl ring into a pond. They filed for divorce before 5 weeks of marriage were complete. Ethel Merman never spoke about this marriage again. Her silence said it all. When her 1978 autobiography came out, one chapter was titled, My Marriage to Ernest Borgnine. Readers turned the page expecting a story, but found only a blank page. That empty page spoke louder than any written words. Ernest later said in an interview, That blank page hurt me more than anything ever written. It was a slap in the face I'll never forget. After this blow, Ernest married Donna Rancourt in 1965. They had 3 children, Sharon, Christopher, and Diana. This marriage lasted longer than the previous ones, but ended in divorce by 1972. Finally, he found the person with whom he found true peace. In 1972, at a party in Las Vegas, he met Norwegian businesswoman Tove Tresnes. She was familiar with his fame and initially hesitant, but Ernest's loving nature won her heart. They married in 1973, and for the first time Ernest found the peace he had always sought. Tove was not just his wife, she was his partner in every sense. She built a successful beauty business, and Ernest became her biggest supporter, even jokingly calling himself the world's oldest Avon lady when he appeared in her ads. Their love lasted nearly 4 decades, longer than all his previous marriages combined. In the final years of his life, Ernest often said Tove was the reason he kept going. In his last interview, a few weeks before his death, he said, I'm 95 years old and still strong. I think it's because of my love for Tove. On July 8, 2012, he passed away with Tove holding his hand. After years of searching, he had finally found the love that lasts. In the 1972 disaster film Poseidon Adventure, Ernest and Shelley Winters were both strong personalities, which made working together difficult.